Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning with me, Brigand. Let's talk to Corporal Marston.
This town is going to the kobolds.
Never mind, he has nothing to say. Well, besides, this town is going to the kobolds. I guess we'll break into Reed House. Actually, can I put that in junk? Perfect. A stained handkerchief. Or handkerchief. However you want to say it. This was JM embroidered in one... Oh, it's just junk. Okay. Thought maybe it was a quest item. But it's not. I wonder if that can become a player home. Because it's been a while since we've got one. And I know that there's more than one in the game. Or I think that I know that.
Greetings.
All these houses are locked. Alright, well this is Mel Aglir. This is the town that's supposed to be struggling with disappearances and potentially murders, I think. Locked and warded. Is that the first chest we've come across like that? Well, I'll take all those gems. On life and death. I don't know why it loads like this for the books now. No, it's quite the read. The Memoirs of Patrick Morkan. 1 month has passed since my beloved Jane passed from this world. 1 month, and yet an eternity. I have changed so much. It began as a night like any other. We had spent the evening reading by the fire. I a treatise on Alfar ward magic. She one of those romantic fictions I found so irritating, for which I often mercilessly teased her. It was a simple night. A night the likes of which we had enjoyed hundreds of times before. A night the likes of which we thought we would enjoy hundreds of times yet. And yet, it was not meant to be. Sometime in the night, peacefully, her heart gave out. She died in quiet, and I awoke alone. What a moment that was for me. It was a moment of great pain and grief, and then finally, of transformation. In that moment I was forced to confront the 32 years we had spent together. 32 years of laughter and love, of humility and quiet and companionship. I loved her so much, I could see her face the day we met. I had been in Rathir, a young man still, studying for my entrance exams to the Scholia Arcana. My instructors called me gifted with regard to transformative and construction magics. I thought I had a promising career ahead of the contemplative world of the arcane. I hope to one day build great wonders. That day I was running late to my initiation trial, so I cut across a lawn and through an alley I had never braved before. And standing there upon the street corner as I emerged was the loveliest of angels, selling flowers from a basket at her hip. She was from a mare, I would later find out. She had made the trek with an armful of irises in the hope that she might see the big city and have a taste of some adventure. I watched her momentarily, my initiation trial forgotten. Then, with uncharacteristic courage, I strode forward and solicited her attention for a moment. She undoubtedly found me gangly and unimpressive in my robes. But when I drew a violet flower from her bundle and asked her name, she grew quiet. "Jane," she hesitantly whispered. I can still see her half smile, uncertain in the bright Rathir sunshine. With a flourish, I drew my ink-stained fingers up and down the flower stem, consuming the thing in a flash of fire. My hands flew apart as flames gently wafted upward, spelling out her name. Her eyes grew bright at the silly display for which my teachers would undoubtedly scold me, and as she began to ask how the trick was done, I pulled another iris from my sleeve, this one the color of a sunset, red and gold and blue, the color of flame itself. "Then please accept this, dear Jane." I paused, my breath shallow. "Its beauty, like yours, will never fade. In retrospect, I was horribly romantic youth. I was a horribly romantic youth. And I never made it to my initiation trial. Do I regret the 32 years I spent with Jane? I dare not. But at the same time I realized now that she only held me back from my full potential. For certain, I continued to pursue my arcane crafts, but alone, a tinkerer and an enthusiast and a seller of trinkets, I could never reach my full potential. In that moment when she was gone, it was as if a part of me died with her. A part, I think, that had kept me in check. A part called restraint. And what wonders I can work now? At first my grief and my pain found outlet in the craft room. I began to build bigger and more ambitious constructs. My spells more dangerous and more ambitious. But after only 7 days did I began to conceive and theretofore inconceivable, that I might use the growing magic within my person to reconstruct and reanimate my fallen wife. Necromancy, my teachers would call it, among other less savory terms. It is a magic taboo, a forbidden art, an art for which I found myself aptly suited. It was, of course, the gravest of mistakes. Jane's soul is gone. Her body, imbued with a force born from my very misery and solitude, may walk and talk, may breathe and blink and eat, but it is not alive. Perhaps that is as well. The magic grows within me, and reason wanes. I can feel myself slipping further each day, lost perhaps to my art, perhaps simply to melancholia. Boundaries are gone, senses fled. But at least my promise to Jane will remain. Now, like the iris I gave to her that day so long ago, her beauty will never fade. I wonder if that's, what's responsible for the disappearances. Don't have a key. Whoops. Alright. Don't know why I would need a key when I have that giant hammer on my back. And considering it's a hatch on the ground, it would be extremely easy to dash through it.
Good evening.
Oh, the Adventure 9. What the Fae? It watches us, you say. You think it's waiting for us. Shall we try to speak to it? No, there's no reasoning with these creatures. Would you reason with a wolf? I've heard of this guardian, Callous Dren. It defends its land and is invulnerable. We'll have to find a way around, or trickery. What? Fine, go back. Leave me like the rest of the cowards. No, I did not lead you astray. They were not strong enough, either in arms to stay alive or in conviction to brave their fears. I will continue, and you should too. You're just as likely to perish trying to make your way back. Kandrian Guard. Ring of Haven. Well, at the very least we can junk it.
Good evening. Hello. What may Durand Alagus do for you?
Mel Aglir.
Mel Aglir was never a particularly bustling town, but with the recent disappearances and the Twatha raiders nearby, few visitors come here anymore. Makes me sad.
Kandrian.
This land is old, my friend. Old indeed. Used to be that the lords of the Alfar ruled over much of the Arathel from the keep to the east of here. But time brings change, I suppose. Now it's just the keep and this village.
Durand Alagus.
Trading goods in Mel Aglir is just a necessity for me. I've always wanted to travel and study the esoteric elements of alchemy. But alas, where can one find time for such pursuits?
Alright, do you have anything that I want? Alright, the Raven. Well, so I'm probably not going to steal from it to get the experience that I can from it.
Hello there.
Well, since there's no chance of me being caught, I might as well steal everything and junk it. Death Notice, Astley Gogati. Dear Miss Gogati, we regret to inform you that your son, Astley Gogati, was killed in battle outside Fire Trench when an enemy force ambushed his unit. Sincerely, General Talera, Alfar Army. Okay, well. We've been finding a lot of those. I don't remember if we have a quest for that. I don't think that we do. Was it? Oh, it's just empty? That's interesting. I'm trying to start some of these unimportant NPCs first. Like Sorely Gogati.
Welcome to Mel Aglir, the worst place you'd ever want to be stuck. Trust me.
And her lip ring is out of place. Sorely Gogati.
I'm a healer. Been stuck here for what seems like an eternity. I've been mending bones and curing sicknesses in exchange for farmers' foodstuffs.
Mel Aglir.
Ha! Mel Aglir. There are Tuatha about. The local lord cowers in his keep and seeds of unrest everywhere. Take me with you when you leave, will you?
Well, I could use a companion. Crystal War.
What do I know of war? I've got my own struggles to overcome. I wish the Alfar victory, but it's not as if I will see any gain from their triumphs.
Alright, and Arian Rydarn.
Greetings, stranger. Join me for a drink, won't you?
Tuatha.
They are a curse upon this world. All they bring is destruction and death. I cannot understand how my uncle can allow them to ravage this land unopposed.
Mel Aglir.
My new home, as it were. My uncle banished me from the keep, so here I am. In truth, I do not mind. The villagers are far kinder and more pleasant to be around.
Lord Kandrian.
Growing up, my mother did not speak of her family here in Kandrian. The few times she mentioned them, I got the feeling that she did not care for them. I am beginning to understand why. I tried to talk to my uncle about the Tuatha menace, but he immediately cut me off and banished me from the keep. I do not think a ruler should be so obstinate.
Kandrian.
I have not seen much of it, as I have only recently arrived in the region. I spent my childhood in the north with my father's people, the Loselfar.
Arian Rydarn.
I grew up in the far north, son of a Loselfar trader. I couldn't have been happier. My mother spoiled me rotten. My parents were very loving and wonderful people. It is hard for me to understand why fate would take them from me so suddenly.
Alright, I'm going to assume that he has to do with the quests.
Yes?
Regarding the keep, or the region. Alright, Maddox Dace. Oh yeah, we have a letter for this guy. Room.
We have the finest accommodations in Rathir. Would you like to rent a room?
I would not. No thank you.
Very well. We will always have room if you change your mind.
Mel Aglir.
Used to be we could count on travelers passing through here every week. But now, we're lucky to have any visitors at all.
Maddox Days.
Been running the inn here in Mel Aglir all my life. My father was proprietor before me, and his father before him.
Some graphical glitching behind his ear there. Lord Kandrian.
Mel Aglir'd be nothing but a cinder too, if we weren't a quick march from Lord Kandrian's keep. I suppose his lordship could live with letting his people die, but not if he could hear them screaming while it happened.
Lurkara Fell.
Aye, I remember Mistress Fell stayed with us not too long ago, asking questions about the disappearances. Departed in a hurry, paid up, but left her possessions behind in a chest upstairs.
The one that was empty? Lurkara Fell.
Let me know if you discover what happened to her. I hope she's all right.
Yeah, me too. I have this letter for you.
Is that so? Let's take a look. That bastard! He murders my dear sister Jera in cold blood, then waits 30 years and thinks a note will make everything right. You tell Durfel that if I ever see him again, I'm going to gut him.
Okay. No, anything else to say?
You better run along now, and don't forget to tell Durfel that I'll be looking for him.
Okay. Ellie Thames.
You're not from around here, are you? I am Eli Thames.
Or Eli.
And I could use your help with a delicate task.
Rathir.
Rathir is the great city of the Dockelfar, up the coast a ways. It's old and beautiful, but don't hold a candle to Odessa if you ask me.
Mel Aglir.
I'd heard it was a quiet town, but now I hear whispers of people mysteriously disappearing during the night. I haven't left the inn since I arrived.
Lord Kandrian.
East Kandrian became lord just before the Crystal War began. When the Tuatha invaded, he retreated to his keep and refused to come out. Left all Kandrian to die just to save himself and his precious family name.
Kandrian.
Kandrian was once the safest region in all of Erethel. No one dared to challenge the Kandrian Guard. Now, with the Tuatha raiding up and down the coast, the Guard do nothing but protect Lord Kandrian as he cowers in his keep.
Arian Rydarn.
He is Lord Indre Kandrian's nephew, the son of Indre's sister, and a Losalfar trader. Thankfully, he spent his childhood in the north with his father's people. It was only recently that his parents passed away, and he was sent here to come age under the influence of Lord Kandrian.
Eli Thames.
Why, I am but a humble agent of change, endeavoring to be in the right place at the right time.
Durant Alagus.
Durant runs the general store here in Mel Aglir. He's a bit off, but he's said to have a singular knowledge of the arcane.
Delicate Task.
Lord Kandrian wears a large ceremonial signet ring. He removes it only to sleep. I need you to go to Kandrian Keep and steal it.
That's a bold request. Why do you need it?
Ever since Indre Kandrian became lord, the Kandrian Guard have not left the area around his keep. The Tuatha are raiding the Kandrian coast entirely unchecked, and this gravely worries the citizens of Rathir. We wish to inspire Lord Kandrian to leave his keep and drive the Tuatha back into the sea, and the ring is the first step.
Okay, I'll get the ring.
Excellent. I'm told that Lord Kandrian keeps it in his bedroom in Kandrian Keep. Obtain the ring and return to me for another task.
Okay, and where will I find the ring?
Lord Kandrian keeps the ring in his bedroom in Kandrian Keep.
Kandrian Keep.
The keep is in the southeast corner of Kandrian. Supposed to be impenetrable when it's sealed, but I've heard rumors that one could sneak inside through a cavern below it.
Sounds good to me. Alright, Patrick Morkan.
On a darkling wind she rose, gripped within impassioned throes, and I, her chosen witness proud, did fall beneath her endless shroud. Something about you reminded me of the verse. Of course, the poet was discussing death. I'm Patrick Morkan. How may I be of assistance?
Sorry if I didn't hear my Stomach rumbling. I'm a little hungry. Patrick Morkan.
You wish to know of me? I once owned a shop where I sold trinkets to passers-by. Then my wife was taken. Now I spend my days in the Raven, watching people, waiting to die.
Mel Aglir.
211 years I've called this place my home. It was once a peaceful town, but lately peace seems to be in short supply.
Kandrian.
Between the Tuatha invading in the east and the bandits marauding in the west, it seems that death is making a home of Kandrian.
Death.
That is why you are here, no? Death has come to Mel Aglir, and you are but a step behind her. Pardon me. Grief tends to push me toward theatrics. You see, my wife was among the first of our villagers to disappear. But we are a private people, and we prefer to keep our dead exactly where they lie, good and buried. I will speak no more of it.
Well, we've already ruined the surprise, I guess, by going into his house first. Have you seen Lakara Fell?
Ah, her. A particularly belligerent woman, if I recall. I believe she left our village recently for parts unknown. Master Dace made quite the fuss. Apparently, she left her possessions in a footlocker in her room. I suppose she left in a hurry.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Where do you think Lakara went?
Me? How would I possibly know?
Well,
Don't be a stranger.
I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but, Lakara's Journal. The Journal of Lakara Fell. This cursed village is so caught up in the Tuatha at their door, they have become blind to the monster within their midst. An entire family has been slaughtered, several more individuals gone missing, and untold travelers pulled from their roads, and they do nothing. Attempted to gain an audience with Lord Kandrian today, again, was refused at the gate, again. Idiots. This case continues to surprise. No clue is consistent. Some of the wounds appear to be from tooth or claw, but blood spray on the walls of the victims' homes could have been made from a large blade, such as a greatsword. Numerous individuals have gone missing, but only 2 corpses have ever been found. Where are the others? Patrick Morkan knows more than he is telling. If I could just get into his basement, perhaps I can uncover something more. At least the innkeeper, Master Dace, has been helpful in providing me with supplies and directions regarding the local area. A place he mentioned to me over dinner tonight, the Cave of Toulon. I think I'll search there tomorrow. It might be connected to an old network of passages that lead underneath the town. Perhaps I'll find evidence of whatever is taking these villagers there. Alright, so it wants me to go to Toulon. But first, we can go and turn in that quest to, what's his name? Durfell. And get his next labor. Nope, you get out of bed, jerk.
I trust everything went well delivering the letter to Matix Dace? I'm not sure he took kindly to it. Regardless, you have completed the second labor. For your next labor, I need you to retrieve a sword, Hellbane, off the body of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords.
3 swords.
He was called Three Swords for the 3 weapons he favored. He was one of the only mortals I've ever known to master the challenging art of wielding the twin Fey blades. I'm sure the Tuatha paid a mighty butcher's bill for it.
Hellbane's location.
Travel to the Tuwili coast, search near the shore, and follow the Tuatha bodies. 3 Swords will not have fallen easily.
Tell me of Hellbane.
News has recently come to me of the fall of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords. He bested me, and instead of taking my life, he took my sword, Hellbane. I want you to find where Three Swords died and retrieve the weapon. Until later, then.
Okay. Well, Well, we've made some progress. Let's get back to Mel Aglir. And, well, I guess we have to start questing. So we'll head towards the Kandrian Stockade, see if that is a fast travel point. Is that to the west? Aiden Clunwall.
Take care at night. Strange things have been happening.
Well, that's supposed to be the jail. Well, sure, we'll go inside and check it out. You've gone to the Crucible. Thera Adwaldas commissioned this from her beloved companion, the Dukalfar Master Armorer, Neri Konir. I surrender.
You there! Halt!
Don't let me.
Well, sweet. Found a unique piece, and that's new as well. I haven't seen any Crucible equipment before, I don't think. Another potential set we can use later on. Well, we have directions to go in. Well, suck it, bear. Where does this take us? To... Oh, to the tier. Doesn't look like it'd normally be a path to get there. Right? Huh. Oh, I see a lower stone in the distance. We'll go grab that. And fight another bear. This might be the last one for Kandrian as well. So the stuttering seems to be pretty consistent when the lightning
Lion of
effect takes
Winter,
effect.
the Magus King, Indarian of Kandrian, captured fire in his fist and with it took command. With wisdom and tenacity, the Lord of Aod captained peace. May it never cease.
So what was the effect for that? Status, lore stones. Plus 20% bleeding resist. Alright, then when we go to Galafor, that's just plus 20 health. Not the most flashy of bonuses, but effective. So remember this area. I don't know if I ever made it inside the keep in my last playthrough, but I definitely remember making it to the keep at some point. So if I'm not mistaken, this is how you get inside of it. Yep, good old Kandrian Cove. I don't know, are there any enemies that even apply bleeding to you? I know there's poison. There may have been some bleeding early on.
Welcome to Kandrian Keep. Please behave yourself.
Am I allowed inside? I'm not gonna worry about it yet. Well, so is that two lawn that leads underneath the village? So see, it's another grate. Nope, can't go in that way. Interesting. Hey, it's Watha. And I saw a lore stone in the distance as well. I feel like I blocked that. spear attacks are ridiculous. If they dealt any damage, I would have been in a little bit of trouble there.
It was then that Issa brought forth the talisman of fate and entered the marsh. This craven arena, a place of life and death. The winds carried the songs of the dying. The mire sucked the bones of armies below the sea loam. And the mist shielded the eyes of your ancestors from the horror as the two armies clashed.
Well, that looks pretty cool. Alright, another lore stone right up here. We'll go grab that. And I guess we can turn the sword to, Durfell. Unwavering Greaves. Galarin the Great, a master duelist, used this enchanted footgear to improve his balance. All the surfaces. On all the surfaces, or just his balance all surfaces? Is it? Okay, it's below. Verky. Alright, let's just speed this up. Darn stuttering, man.
I will now tell you of those times as it was written of our forebearers. They lived off the bounty of the sea and the grasses and fields, the newly met peoples, beasts and flowers. If I am a liar, there is no truth on Deliria. The temper of our tired family calmed before waves, and hidden among the rocks, the shadowed nooks of beach and shore, a secret to all but our ancestors, the arcane wielded by Lyria's chosen, a sanctified buttress, the grounds on which they practiced her magic arts.
I'll grab these two chests, and we'll fast travel back to Durfell's house and turn in that quest, get his next labor, and then we'll probably call it an episode there. Hey, Curious of the Fey Hunter. Cool, that's 3 pieces of this set now. What does it look like? I guess it really depends on what the helmet looks like, because I get a feel for the rest of the stuff, because we have the greaves, the gauntlets, and the chest piece now. Or do we have the... might have the legs, not the feet. I don't remember. Alright, to Durfell's house.
Hello. You have acquired Hellbane. Excellent. Now, for your next labors, I need you to collect some items. The Bloodstone, a circlet, and the Rose of Kandrian. The Bloodstone in particular must be bought. Here is some gold to do so.
Item locations.
The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest, and the Rose just south of here in Kandrian.
Geradace.
She was the most beautiful creature I have ever known. And she is dead. Let us leave it at that.
Obtaining the Bloodstone.
The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest. I've given you the gold to purchase it from him.
Okay. And obtaining the circlet.
The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. You'll have to be sneaky about how you obtain it.
Obtaining the rose.
You need Hellbane to pluck the rose from the grave of Geradace, my wife.
Okay, and what items do I need to gather?
The circlet from the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir, the Bloodstone from Kel's Cafety, and the Rose of Kandrian from the grave of Geradace.
Who is Kel's Cafety?
He is a lying, whoring, two-faced mongrel, a blight on the plains of Erethel for the better part of 20 years. Long ago, he cheated me in a game of cards, winning a gem known as the Bloodstone. I want you to get it back.
Lost.
Use the gold I have given you to get it back. If you can convince Kells to part with the gem for less, good. If you can't, do what you need to do.
Okay, how do I open the chest?
Well, if you don't have the skills to do so, take this book. Place it in the bookshelf to the left of the chest, and the chest should unlock. Let's just call it a legacy of my misspent youth, and not ask questions as to how it works. Now, go, get me that circlet.
How do I pluck this rose?
The magic of the headstone will allow the bearer of Hellbane to pull the rose from the stone as if it were alive.
Okay, thank you.
All right then, you'd best get going. Until later then.
Alright, well, cool. I feel like this should count as 3 labors. I wonder if they're gonna do that, or if they're gonna count it as just one big labor. Oh, it's just right up there. Well, let's go grab that real fast since we're right beside it. Intricate carvings of flowers and vines, incredibly lifelike in their detail, cover the headstone of Jerasorin. In particular, one rose stands apart from the rest. Remove the rose. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here. Off camera, I'm gonna go back and turn in some of those Freeman armbands in Ayton, as well as clear out my inventory and repair my equipment. And then I'll meet you guys back over here in Eastern Kandrian, and the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.